Hi guys, welcome to the channel, Martys Plastering and Tips, and obviously my name's Marty and I've been a plasterer for 30 years and I want to share some knowledge with you guys and hopefully save you some money and some time. I have my beautiful daughter, 14, on the camera here, so if it gets a bit wobbly, you know why. She's a newbie just like me. Anyway, let's get started, okay? I'm going to plaster a couple of holes for you, an external corner, an internal corner, and a butt joint. The main tools you're going to need are a 4-inch stripper and a 6-inch stripper, and the trowel, the old trusty trowel, to finish off the butt joint and the external corner, and the nail, the hole you can give a skim over. I have a hawk with some pre-made mud on it, and I've made a modular box here so you guys can get a close-up of the action. If you want to pan over there, Emma, we have 2 holes here. One is back blocked with timber and one I'm going to back block with a piece of plasterboard. Now either or is sufficient. Now with the one with timber, just put a screw on either side and cut a square to fit. So you can imagine that in the middle of a wall or ceiling, and bang a screw in it. You could always put 2 screws, but one's fair enough. That's not going anywhere. Okay. Now this block that I've pre-cut for saving time, it's a bit longer than the width, and it's exactly the same as the width, because we want to put it in there and pull it tight with some plaster on the inside. It's the most common use for back blocking. We put a nail through there so we can pull on it, then when it dries we push the nail through. Hopefully Emma's doing a good job there. You can see exactly what's going on. I will show you, I will put some mud around a block of plaster, and good old plastering, eh? It's a messy job, but someone's got to do it. We push it in the hole and pull it from the front, give it a wiggle, and suction will hold it. What we do is we put a bit of mud on the stripper. We can hold the nail and bog around it. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Right. Now remember, this is the first coat. We will put 3 coats on this. So hopefully everyone can see exactly what's going on there. Okay. Keep it thin. Just hold the nail so you don't push it off. Suction will hold it. Pretty straightforward, guys. There's your first coat. All you got to do now when that dries is push the nail through. Now with the top one, just pre-fill the holes, the gaps. We don't need any tape on it. It's not going to crack. It's in the middle of a wall. There's no movement there. Just give it a skim. It's pre-filled. Keep it thin. We don't want to build it up. Okay. Pretty straightforward, guys. Now we'll come back to that and put a second coat on it and a final coat when that sets. Okay. Hopefully that wasn't too quick for you. Now we have a look around here. We have an internal corner. You can imagine this is 8 foot tall, or as tall as you want it to be, inside your house. Put a skim up one side a skim up the other side. And there's the school bell, if you can hear that, but it's now the school holidays and Emma is the little film mugger. Now we push the paper in, like that, just sitting in there, pretty simple, bit of pressure, push the mud out from the corner. I like to go down and around at the bottom. We push that mud out. We don't want to round off the corners. Keep it nice and clean down the bottom, guys. The carpenters don't want blobs down the bottom where their architrave or the skirting butts into the corner. We don't want that rounded off. We want that nice and neat like such. Push the mud out. Hopefully you can see that alright. Pretty straightforward. Okay. And there's the first coat. Just push that excess mud out of there. Done. Alright. Here was where I started cutting a hole, but I stopped. But there's a splitting it from the blade. You can just dint the blade in, the paper in, by using the end of your knife. And always just give it a quick skim. Keep it thin. Less is more. Okay guys, less is more. Remember that. Don't overfill it. Here's a butt joint. You use the 4" or the 6". Let's just go with the 4 on the first coat. A nice even coat of mud. From top to bottom. Even spread, not too thick. Now, people like to cut it to size. You can also keep it on and run it up, off with the knife, and there you go. The tape's on. Now you come down halfway, squeeze it out. No build up at the bottom. Squeeze it up, out, and there you go. First coat. Remember, we're going to have a second coat and then a third coat. And with the butt joint, I tend to peak because it's in the middle of 2 sheets, so we go 2 trowel widths wide. We'll come back to that and show you exactly how to do it, but I'm sure you get the picture. This is our little modular external corner. Just keep an eye on that, Emma. I've got to get some more mud. And with the plaster, if you mix up a bit in the bucket, if you want this to go off faster than the stuff that's in the bucket, and then you can use what's in the bucket for a second coat, play with it a little bit, stir it up a bit, and it'll go off quicker for you. And then what's in the bucket you can use for a second coat, right? My little modular wants to move on me. Okay, simple as that. Put some mud. I'm doing this one-handed, got to hold it. The modular wants to turn. Pick up a little dag along the way, that's alright, we get rid of that. Feather the edge off. No dags at the bottom, keep it nice and neat and clean. Okay, there's another little dag from a bit of paper that we picked up earlier. Easily done. Scrape it off, don't get too fussy. It's the first coat. We're putting 3 coats on it, right guys? Now, that's your external corner first coated. There's your butt joint, first coated. Internal first coated. And our holes. Okay, we'll just let that set. And we'll come back and do a second coat. So hopefully that was helpful. It's as easy as that, guys. You don't need any tape when you've got a hole in the middle of a wall. It's not going to crack. There's no pressure on it. If that was nailed to a stud or a noggin, you'd want to put some tape on it because the shrinkage with the timber and movement with the house, with drought and so forth, it may crack. Right, we'll leave it for that for now, and we'll come back for the second coat. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it's all welcome, and hit the subscribe button. We're going to come back with heaps of helpful tints and plastering in the future. Thanks guys, bye.